Today we're going to talk about the superconscious mind. What's that? Stay tuned. Hello again everyone, I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, we lead, and we inspire. Last time we got together we were using the works of a lady named Florence Scovel Shinn, who wrote an article in 1925. Wow, and it just so accurate with things that we need to keep on the forefront of our minds today. I'm going to continue with some of that. We're going to talk about the superconscious mind. Let's get right to it. The conscious mind has been called the mortal or carnal mind. It is the human mind and sees life as it appears to be. It sees death, disaster, sickness, poverty, and limitation of every kind, and it impresses the subconscious. The superconscious mind is the God mind. Now this lady that wrote this was very religious. I'm more scientific, so when I say God's mind, I'm also can be saying the infinite mind. All right? So keep that. I'm just going to give it to you the way she gives it to you so you'll be able to get the full sting of what she's saying. The superconscious mind is the God mind within each man and is the realm of perfect ideas. What we're saying here is when you speak to the infinite mind is part of you. It's part of everybody. In it is the perfect pattern, the divine design. For there is a divine design for every person, for each person. There's a place that you are to fill and no one else can fill. Something you are to do which no one else can do. There is a perfect picture of this in the superconscious mind. It usually flashes across the conscious as an unattainable ideal. Quote, something too good to be true, unquote. In reality, it is man's true destiny or destination flashed to him from the infinite intelligence, which once again is within himself. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. And he said the kingdom was within man. The kingdom is the realm of right ideas or the divine pattern. What we've been saying from this pulpit forever. You have some challenges. Get the infinite partner to help you. The infinite mind wants to help you, but if you don't get it out there, you're not going to get a response. Man can only receive what he sees himself receiving. You cannot connect the dots looking forward. We've said that before. You can only do it by looking backward. I want to use the example of Napoleon Hill, author of the most prestigious book of all times on personal development, Think and Grow Rich. And one of the ways that he got to be that author, he had a son. His son's name was Blair Hill, born with no ears. All of the doctors said, your son is never going to hear. Hill refused to have his son learn sign language because he said, I have faith he is going to hear. He tried everything he could find. Finally, he came upon a chiropractor. Now, chiropractor today is fairly accepted. Years ago when I first used it, back in the 1980s, even then it was something that was somewhat suspect. Today it's a lot more accepted practice. Back then, my goodness, it was like voodoo. But he tried everything. He took a new paradigm. Chiropractic works by gently removing pressure on nerves, allowing your system to heal and adapt properly. While Blair Hill lacked the presence of external ears, the internal structures responsible for sound interpretation were still there. The inner ear structure received their nerve supply from the portion of the spinal cord located in the neck region. When his chiropractor removed the interference in Blair's spine, the proper connection between those nerves and the organs of his ear was restored, allowing him to hear. It is so much easier for the average person to have fear than faith. So faith is an effort of the will. You gotta have it, you gotta want to have it. Napoleon Hill had faith that he could get his son to hear again. And he stuck with that. He changed his paradigms. He tried different things. And now, after the fact, then he was able to connect the dots going backwards. Didn't know the chiropractor was going to work, but when it did, figured out this is how it worked, and he went and connected the dots backward. Keep in mind, when you want to achieve things in life, that's the way it works. You don't always see it as a smooth progression. Sometimes you have to get there, and then you can connect the dots going backward. I am asked so often the difference between visualizing and visioning. Visualizing is a mental process governed by the reasoning or conscious mind. Visioning is a spiritual process governed by intuition or the superconscious mind. The student should train his mind to receive these flashes of inspiration and work out the divine pictures through definite leads. So when you speak to the infinite mind and you get feedback through that communication corridor, which could come as a mind flash or some event that you cannot predict or plan, you've got to be able to capture it, and you have to be aware that you're doing it. Man should make an art of thinking. The master thinker is an artist and is careful to paint only the divine designs upon the canvas of his mind. What it's saying is, paint the pictures you want to see, not the ones you don't want to see. And he paints these pictures with masterly strokes of power and decision, having perfect faith that there is no power to mar their perfection and that they shall manifest in his life the ideal made real. All power is given man through right thinking to bring his heaven upon his earth. And this is the goal of the game of life. The simple rules are fearless, faith, non-resistance, and love. Can you see how these words written about 100 years ago are still applicable today? It's your mindset. It's how you think. It's understanding that when you speak, the infinite partner wants to help you, but you have to paint the right picture. You have to be careful, and the more you do it, the more you are going to receive communication. Old words, same message. Until we meet again, remember always, don't ration the passion, fashion the passion. I'm Eli's dad.